What a zechut it is to be less than 24 hours before Kippur, to be here in the Tov Shul, which is the main, to me, it's the main home. It is in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the 5 boroughs. It is such a makom Torah, such a place where people come for chizuk, for limud Torah, for chizuk and mitzvot. How many times I have come, just in the past year. A couple of weeks ago, I was downstairs, and the young people came, Ezeh Kiddush Hashem, and to be under the direction, Gavra Rabbah, Rav Sadka, is for us an unbelievable zechut. To have a leader, to have a manhig in our generation that gives himself over b'levu b'nefesh. It's a zechut for the kehillah, it's a zechut for me to come just to see him. The Rav should continue. Yarech yomim ha'mamlachto, l'orech yomim tovim. When we come before Yom Kippur, so a lot of thoughts come into our mind. And there's an interesting thing that we say. In particular, a lot of people, they feel, I come to Yom Kippur, I don't know, did I do enough teshuvah? Could I do teshuvah? Did I do something that chas v'shalom is so bad that I don't know if I can get kapara for it or not? So the first thing is that we have to understand, every human being is great. No matter how low, no matter how great, every human being is so great, we are even greater than malachim. We're even greater than angels. So you take a look at yourself and say, I'm not an angel. I know I did things wrong. I haven't been so good this year. But the truth is, we are even greater than angels. I just want to quote for 1 minute from the Gemara. The Talmud says, Bnei Yisrael are different from Malachim. Malachim, thank you very much. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. It says in Malachim, say Hashem's name only after 3 words. 3 words. Then they're allowed to say Hashem's name. Bnei Yisrael, say the name of Hashem after only 2 words. Malachim, say it after Kadosh, 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 then Hashem. 3 words. Bnei Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Hashem. After 2 words. Says the Zera Shimshon, a very interesting idea. V'kara zeh el zeh, v'amar. The Malachim called to each other. Which Malachim? Higher Malachim, lower Malachim. The lower Malachim invite the higher Malachim that they should say Shira to Hashem. So the bigger Malachim say it, the higher ones. However, the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah that the Malachim are not allowed to say the Shira until Bnei Adam, until you and I, you and the Tov Shul, you and I, no matter where we're at in this world, we say it first, and only after that, Malachim say it. Only after that are we permitted to continue on. Now this is something that is amazing, because if you take a look at it, the Malachim are not as great as we are. If you'll ask a person, how great are you? They'll say, not so great. A very interesting thing. Mashgiach in yeshiva looks at what time you come in. You got to be on time. Seder, tefillah, you got to be on time. If you come in late, I can tell you when I was in yeshiva, you came in late, they gave you knas. You had to pay $1, $2. I think I gave more money to that yeshiva than I gave now, but you had to give money. So Mashgiach was standing in Kelm, one of the great yeshivot, and the Mashgiach looking at his watch. A guy came in 5 minutes late. 5 minutes late. Mashgiach walked over, Slicha Adoni. 5 minutes late. The guy said, Rebbe, what do you think? I'm a malach? The Rebbe said, no, I think you're greater. We, B'nai Adam, are greater than we can ever imagine. The only thing is that we spend our days and we don't realize how that greatness comes out in us. Each one of us has tremendous greatness in ourselves, ready to come out, ready to explode. The only thing is, we keep telling ourselves, I can't do it, and I'm not sure, and I'm not that holy, and I know somebody else who's very special, and I know someone who's very religious, and the other person. All of us have the explosive potential. It's an amazing thing. It says, V'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Thank you very much. V'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. That Hashem gave us Chaye Olam inside. Each one of us, everlasting life. Chaye Olam, Netzach Nitzachim. But it's inside. I got to carry it around. I got to bring it out. If a person says, I have gold, block of gold in my pocket, worth, who knows, and I carry it around. But I don't spend it. I don't trade it in. So I want to get something tomorrow, big mitzvah to eat, right? But I can't afford it. So I go around all day long. I have no food. I come into shul, I see maybe they got some coffee and cake there, but I have nothing. So the guy says, dummy, you got the block of gold in your pocket. Why don't you spend that block of gold? That is us. Chaye olam nata b'tochenu. We have it inside. We just have to spend it. And it's an amazing thing, because who do we think that we are? Ma'onu, mechazdenu, matzidkotenu, right? What do we have anything? There is an amazing Torah on B'nai Yissaschar that says the following. A lot of times we say during these days, Sh'amalot mimamakim, Karaticha Hashem. I call you from the depths. Sh'amalot mimamakim. That's the question. Why not a different Sh'amalot? B'shuv Hashem, Eshivat Zion. Why not Shalamalos Esa Enai El Arif? They're all nice, beautiful, David HaMelech, right? Why just Mimam Akim? Listen to this. This is an unbelievable chidush. Unbelievable. B'nai Yissaschar says, Menashe, remember Menashe? The great Menashe. What did he do? He did a lot of bad things. And what happened? All Avodah Zarah, what he did, he contaminated part of Klal Yisrael. So he comes to Hashem, he goes to all the Avodah Zarah, all the idols. He says, idols, you help me. You didn't help me, you can't help me. He goes to Hashem with such chutzpah, with such arrogance. He says, Hashem, the idols can't help me. Avodah Zarah can't help me. How about you? You can help me? Could you help me? Hashem, are you just like Avodah Zarah? Can you imagine? You say to Hashem, are you like Avodah Zarah? You can't help me? That's the way you talk? However, the Talmud says he came ba'alilah. He tricked his way in. Hashem said, I'm going to help you. Menashe, with all the things that he did wrong, Menashe comes, Hashem helps him. Hashem says, I'm going to put a place in the Kisei HaKavod that the Malachim, even though they try to stop you from getting to it, I'll make sure you'll be able to get through the secret passageway. Menashe got his way, ba'alilah, through craftiness. Who else? Cain. Cain, the first one, Horig Nefesh, a killer. Who could be worse than somebody that kills? Kills, murderer, right? So Hashem says, Cain, you're done, you're finished. What happens? Afterwards, Cain says, Hashem, Godel Avoni Minisom. I can't carry this sin around. You want me to carry this sin around? I can't carry it. Hashem, this is what you're going to do to me now? You're going to make me? And I'm going to have to do that? I can't bear the weight. Furthermore, Hashem, I'm going to ask you a question. Later on in history, Klal Yisrael, thousands of people are going to do a big Averah. Thousands of people are going to serve the golden calf, Egel Azov. You're going to forgive them, right? Right, Hashem? Hashem said, yes. Cain says, you cannot forgive me. One person. I had no Rebbe. I had nobody to look to an example. I had no one to learn. And you're going to take me like that? That's justice, Hashem? Ba'alilah. He fooled Hashem. He also was able to get tshuva. One more. Esav. Look what he did wrong. Look what the Midrash said that he did. Look at Esav's day, what he did. Esav comes in after Yaakov left, and they say, no bracha for you, no blessing for you. Esav says to Yitzchak, let me ask you a question. Is there only one bracha? There's no other bracha, just that one bracha, no more blessings left? So the Mefarshim said, you know what it really was? It was not that he said it to Yitzchak. He said to Hashem, in your ma'ona brachot, in your great blessings, in your treasury of blessings, you do not have one more blessing for me? That's all? All the blessings are used up? He came Balilah, and therefore Hashem said, I will give you the blessing too. 3 came, 3 who are on the lowest level. Let's face it. Menashe HaMelech, lowest level. Esav, lowest level. Cain, Horig Nefesh, a killer, lowest level. Hashem said, you'll all have tshuva. You'll all get back in to Hashem's good graces. Mima amakim, we say. Omek, depth. Omek, what is it? Mima amakim. Ayin, Esav. Mem, Menashe. Kuf, Cain. That's why we picked this one. So when a Jew comes in and says, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do on Yom Kippur, I did a few bad things. Believe me, I did some bad things. I'll admit it. It's the time to admit it. It's the time to pass up. But did I do what Esav did? No. Did I do what Menashe HaMelech did? No. Did I do what Cain did? No. I'm better than them. So everybody has great hope to do teshuvah. Everyone has great hope. And in fact, it's unbelievable. Rebbe says, even a person didn't do teshuvah. Yom Kippur is mechaper. Al averot, no matter what it was, no matter what I did wrong, no matter how bad I went off the derech, Yom Kippur is mechaper even without teshuvah. That's an amazing thing. Without teshuvah, I can get kapara. So many ask the question, what does that mean? That without teshuvah, that you get kapara. And the answer is that as long as a person, says the Zerah Shimshon, as long as a person did not continue the Aveirah, even they did not do teshuvah, they will be completely forgiven. The great Gaon, Rabbi Avigdor Miller, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, my great rabbi. So he said when he first became a Rav, so they gave him a shul somewhere. You know, Rabbi Miller, it's unreal what he did. They gave him a shul. So there was a lady that came to the shul. The lady did not know one word Hebrew. The lady didn't know how you open the Machzor, the Siddur. She didn't know. She sat there the whole day, Yom Kippur, and she cried. Couldn't do anything else. Rabbi Avigdor Miller said on Motzoi Kippur, that woman had complete kapara. That woman is completely forgiven for whatever she did. We can't imagine it. The Itzuma Shel Yom, of Yom Kippur, the essence of the day, we gain atonement. We get forgiven for everything. HaGaon Rabbi Aaron Kotler, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, said that there's a different sun that shines on the day of Kippur. It's not the same sun that shines on every other day. Amazing. You go out in the morning. You go Wednesday morning outside, take a look for a moment up towards the Shemayim, and you see a different sun. That in itself is something that a person has to think about. The great Chacham, Rav Ovadia Yosef, Zechuto Yagen Aleinu, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, said something phenomenal in the name of Rav Avidan. He said that a lot of times Yom Kippur is made that we should wake ourselves up. We're here tonight, it's unbelievable, spend the night in Shuvah and in Slichot and Hatarat Nedarim, a shul open like this. It's an amazing thing. It's a Kiddush Hashem. Kiddush Hashem. So, he says the following, that what is Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur is a time when we have a chance to wake up. It is me'orer us. It wakes us up. It inspires us. That is its job. And then we're good for a year. He says, however, what happens? He said there's two guys, and they were out in the middle of the path between two towns. It starts pouring down rain, and the wind is blowing, and the trees are going back and forth, and the rain's going, and the mud is gushing, and they can't take it anymore. They're going to perish in the elements. It's so bad, the weather. All of a sudden, they see a carriage coming, a carriage covered over. The carriage pulls up, and the wagon driver, the balagala, says, listen, you guys, you want to get in out of the rain? They say, oh, man, it's like from heaven. Of course, I want to come in. They both go in underneath over there, and as they sit down, they see, unfortunately, there is an aron for Meitim in the middle of the thing. So they get the idea that, this is not the regular kind of a carriage, but it's a hearse. Okay, man, not so great. They sit down, each one on the side, and they got the iron, but still, at least the rain's not coming down, the mud's not coming up, the wind's not blowing, and they're there, okay. They're riding along. It's pretty good. Everything's nice. They started falling a little bit asleep. All of a sudden, about an hour later, the carriage hits a rock. They go flying, and both of them fall down on top of the aron. In that moment, all of a sudden, whatever happened in the aron, they hear a scream. Ah! And he jumps up from the aron, the one who was inside. And they're going crazy. No, Shabla Farcha. Go back. They're going nuts. They don't know when a dead guy rises up. Shabla Farcha. The wagon driver says, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you he's my assistant. He wanted to have a good rest. So he went in the aron for a nice, it's a nice thing in there. He went to have a real good sleep. I'm sorry. I should have let you know that, little fat. Says the great Rabbi Adon, a whole year we take a ride. The whole year we're riding, beautiful, very nice. Maybe there's a little bit not so comfortable, maybe it is comfortable, but we're riding, we're out of the rain. Comes to be Kippur. All of a sudden, Kolotu Brakim. All of a sudden, everybody gets a hitodorut. All of a sudden, everybody is inspired. We're excited. We come, and we're in the shul, and everything happens so good, and we get inspired. I want to be mekabel. I want to accept upon myself. I want to be better. I want to stop the averot. I don't want to do this anymore. Hashem, I want to come closer to you. And then, as soon as we hear by Ne'ilah, Shavla Farcha. Go back down. Quiet. It's okay. All the time is over. The trick is, when it comes to Bi Kippur, that a person gets inspired and excited, and they're going to be able to go with that koach their entire life. The year ahead will be different. I argued, somebody called me up on the way over here. Argued, I'm going to be the same. It's going to be exactly the same. I was the same last year, and I'm going to be the same thing. And I argue with somebody, they told me it's a problem in Shalom Bayit, and I'm not going to change. That's going to be what I am. And I tried before, and that's it. I said, you want to tell me a psak, or do you want to discuss it? If you want to tell me a psak, I'll listen. Tell me your psak. I'll be happy to listen. Anybody. But if you want to know what I have to say, you're a Bria Chadasha. You are a brand new person. You wake up. You are different. You are not the same person that you were last year, that you were yesterday. You wake up in the eyes, and what do we say? Elokai neshama shenatata bi tohorahi. Ata virata. Ata nefakto. You breathe it in. I'm brand new today. The same person I was yesterday, I'm done. I am brand new today. I have no connection to who I was yesterday. I can do whatever I want. I can accomplish the world. I have that power today. There are many, many ways that a person can have a zechut. I just want to talk for 1 minute about a zechut. Many ways that a person can have a zechut. And in fact, interesting Mishnah Buran, whether a person should say Kiddush Levana now or wait until after Kippur. Vilna Gaon says, do Kiddush Levana now because you get an extra zechut that you're able to have for the Yom Adin. I got one more mitzvah in the pile. One more mitzvah, I saw Hashem. I got this mitzvah, Kiddush Levana. Hashem, that's going to sway it. And there's differences. However, Rambam says an interesting thing. Rambam, fascinating, says, what is it? Mitzvah of tzedakah. Mitzvah that a person gives charity. That sways it. Rav Chaim Palaji said, what is the Malach HaMavet to the Malach HaMavet? What is the angel of death for the angel of death? He says in one word, tzedakah. Charity. Kills the angel of death. This is amazing, amazing thing. One interesting midrash. We learn about it. We learn about it in different places. However, the Navi, we learn, was shown the vision. Gabriel, the great Malach, had the fire, the Malach of strength, had the coals of glowing fire, ready to throw down on Bnei Yisrael, ready to throw down. The coals were up there. All of a sudden, Hashem said, wait for the Jews to do teshuvah. Wait for them to repent. You can't do that. Gabriel holds them straight in the air. At the end of 6 years, the Navi tells us, it was too late. So Gabriel went and he was ready to throw the fire down on the cloud. In that moment, Hashem calls out, Gabriel, Gabriel, what are you doing? Klal Yisrael gives tzedakah. Klal Yisrael helps each other up. They do chesed. They help each other. They care about each other. They lift up the poor, the destitute, the lonely, the people that can't afford. Gabriel, it says, stood still. The earth stood still, and the heavens stood still. That is the koach of tzedakah. We have no idea how that changes things in this world. I just learned a little while ago that this beautiful, beautiful Beit Midrash has now a gemach. A gemach, not simple. A gemach that people can come to for whatever they need. A gemach that people can come to if, chas v'sholom, they don't have food, clothing, shoe for the little child, if they need some money assistance, medical, if they need something, they're going to be put out of their apartment for rent. Today are hard days, challenging days in Klal Yisrael with Parnassah. I should only tell you how many people call up. Zchut, skula, tell me something, Parnassah, I can't do it. People that used to have money that don't have money. And now comes along a gemach, simple, to help out our own brothers, our own sisters, to help out the little children. What an unbelievable zchut it is. It reaches into everybody. A person says, you know what? Beautiful thing. They have an idea. I don't know whose idea. They have an idea to build this gemach. They have an idea to give $1 a day. Unbelievable. What's $1 a day? Every kid on the street got $1 to give a day. $1 to give a day. Now, what does that do when a person gives over $1? It is koneh for that person an insurance policy. It is koneh chaye olam haba. We have no idea where that goes. I want to tell you, a father and a mother came, and the reason I want to tell you about this is the koach of the tzedakah. The father came to me. The mother also wanted to come. They come every Erev Yom Kippur. They came to me before I left. The father and mother came. We have 6 daughters. Nothing is moving. Nothing. 6 daughters. We need a shidduch for each one. 6. Lo alenu. 6 daughters. No shidduchim. Wonderful family. I know them. I one time gave a shiur in their house during the winter time. Wonderful people. Everybody knows them. Lovely people. People that are amudim of the community there. They're founders in the community. And they said, Rabbi, you got to give us a skula to get them married. My wife she don't sleep at night. I myself, I'm embarrassed. All the 6 girls come, Friday night, they line up, they're getting older, and I'm giving them a bracha like they will do little. And they all line up. And they never ever show they have a tear, but it breaks my heart. And they sit, and they wait. Sometimes, as you'll ask your illustrious Rav, you don't have what to say, but you got to say something. I told them, listen, all I can tell you is that I give out tzedakah, people that are needy. If you want, Erev Shabbat, bring something over, whatever you want. Bring $1, bring $2, bring 10. I'll distribute it. I'll give it out. Okay? I told him, just an idea. I come home first Thursday night. That Thursday night, there's an envelope under the door, stuck out. Thank you, and a little note. Open it up, it's money. Immediately I got the money out. I thought it beautiful. I said something, they listened. Beautiful. Next Thursday night, envelope under the door. Open it up, stuck it, gave it out. Next Thursday night, stuck up, gave it out. Next Thursday night, I thought this is great, they'll probably do it like for the first month and that's it. A year later, first girl married. Every week, continued. 2 girls married, continued. 3 girls married, didn't stop. 3rd year, 4 girls married. 4th year, the 5th. The next year, the girl came in with the Sheila Chamura, and I don't mind telling it to you. Listen in. The girl was not 100% as strong in observance as the parents. The girl came to me with a Sheila. She's an older girl. She said, Rebbe, I'm a little embarrassed to say this to you, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going out with a guy. The guy is everything that I want. He is perfect. He is a knight in shining armor. But he is a little bit too religious. I said, I know this is a chisoron. It's not a great thing to be too religious, right? And then she said, nothing intended, she said, and also he wears a hat. Oh, I said, don't marry a guy who wears a hat like that. Oh, you don't want to get involved with that kind of thing, right? So we went back and forth and back and forth. 6 months. And at the end, she didn't go with it. So I thought to myself, okay. They kept again and again and again. Nisim niflaot. She met a guy, unbelievable. They got married. 6 girls. First, each one needed the bracha. The money, all of a sudden, they all get married. It is now more than 11 years since our first meeting. Every Thursday night, I go home tonight, envelope under the door. The zchut that a person has to give tzedakah is so huge. Forget about the good things that it does for us, but what it does to the community, it's mechayim etim. It gives people the hope. It gives people the future. It gives you. There was a boy who came in, and he has his pants up, halfway up to his knee, because he grew and the parents can't afford to buy the clothing. Nobody ever realized it. He has a pair of sneakers that the whole Shabbat sneakers that the whole insides are. It's rags. It's just threads. Somebody said, I want to have the zchut to get the boy pants. I want to have zchut to buy the sneakers. They gave me the money and I gave it to the father. What a Tov organization, what a Gemach can do. I ask everybody, a zchut for Kippur, you can't get a bigger one. And you can't get a cheaper one. It's unbelievable. A dollar is nothing. A guy came out, and I don't want to say it, but a guy came out in Starbucks and he says, Rav, you want a Starbucks coffee? Now I tell you the truth, I just drink coffee from wherever, there's something set up. He said, no, I want to get you a good coffee, it costs money. I said, what's the cost? He told me how much a Starbucks coffee is. Borei Olam. That much money for a coffee? A fourth of the coffee a day. A person walks in. Kippur, you keep this in your mouth. That's a beautiful mouth. You keep it in. By Nila, you just hold this up. You hold this up. Hashem, I got a zchut. I'm a member of the Gemach. I'm part of the Tzibor. I help. I give kids sneakers that they need. I give Almanach Chas v'Shalom money that she needs for rent. I give another one money for Yom Tov that they can have a little bit of food. I help people that need a little bit. They're going to be Chas v'Shalom laughed at in the school. I give them money that they should go b'derech kavod. The individual that understands that will be unreal. I just want to say one more idea on it. Everyone knows the great Rabbi Chaim of Tzanz, Divrei Chaim. So it was the day of his daughter's wedding. And they had to trick him because they want to get her a wedding gown. So Rabbi Chaim was always giving out tzedakah to everybody. So they had to trick him that there would be a gown for her. She's ready to walk down. She is ready to walk down. The aisle. All of a sudden, they come to Rabbi Chaim. There is a girl in the back of the hall in the wedding. She is crying and crying. And it's disturbing other people because the crying people are getting very upset with. Rabbi Chaim says, what's wrong? She will not tell anybody. The great Rabbi Chaim of Tzanz says, let me go to her. He walks over to her and he says to her, Biti, my daughter, what is the matter? What's wrong? She wipes her tears and she says, Rabbi, today is my chuppah. I ran away. I don't have a dress to wear for my chuppah. I could not afford it. So I just have the dress that I wear for Shabbat. But the dress itself is worn. It's tattered. There's even a tear. I tried to put it so you don't see it. I'm embarrassed because I'm poor and I go down, when I'm walking down the aisle, I'm afraid everyone's going to laugh. Even on the day of her chuppah, she don't have a gown. Rabbi Chaim said, wait. His daughter going down the aisle. He took his daughter in the back room. He spoke with her for a few minutes. He sent the girl back into the room, the other poor girl. The poor girl put on the wedding dress of the daughter of the great Rabbi Chaim of Tzanz. In the Rebbe's own daughter wears the dress of the poor girl, the poor forlorn girl. And she walks down there. Rabbi Chaim was happy. He said, Levushot tzedakah. What do we say on Yomim Noraim? Mateu Kina. It is from the Pasuk in the Navi that says, Hashem wears levush of tzedakah. The armor. Hashem walks as the tzedakah. You got the power to do the gemach, to be like Rabbi Chaim, to be like the daughter that brought such a hakrabah, made such a sacrifice, biyom kupata, on the day of her wedding. You got the ability to put that clothing on. I guarantee you, no malach, chas v'shalom, can come near you on that day. No bad malach, because the Mushot tzedakah. You wear the tzedakah. You got armor. You got a zechut for the Yom Adin. I am moved beyond tears to hear Rabbi Pinchas just brief me on a few things, that this is starting only 24 hours, 22 hours before Kippur. I beg everybody, take it. What does it mean? Give a buck. Who cares? Buck a day. Whatever you can. Buck a week, doesn't matter. But the zchut is great. And with that, going into Yom Kippur, I guarantee it's a different Yom Kippur. Because you say, Hashem, I care about your people. I care about my brothers and my sisters. I care about the people that don't have what I have. Hashem said, you care about my people. Midah keneged midah. I care about you. I'll make sure that everything is good for you. That you should have plenty parnasah, that you'll be able to give the money. This is the most unbelievable thing that I've ever seen. And there's a whole program. They give out a sefer, concise Ahavat Chesed, and they have a beautiful plaque of a person would like to dedicate it for whatever they want, Hatzlacha, for Refuah, Parnasah, or dedicated for somebody, or Lila Nishma, whatever a person wants. It's a beautiful thing. I ask everybody, Me'um Kedaliva, from my own heart, only because I have seen what the tzedakah can do for people. I ask you, think about it. Now is the time to do. Now is the time to be mekabel. Now is the time that is the most powerful. We also learn, which is amazing, amazing thing. We also learn that during this time, it says, Pitchuli, open for me, kepitcho shel machat, good. Open for me the size, the eye of a needle. Now, if you ever took a look at the needle, I don't know if you ever saw the really small needles. Someone brought in something for shotness to be tested, and I had to check it for them. I checked when I was little. I learned by the great Rabbi Rosenberger, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, who started the shotness laboratory. I went Ben Azmanim, and I learned by him. So I don't do it anymore, but a guy came in, it was a needle. So I needed to thread the needle. The eye was so small, it was microscopic. I had to take a light and a magnifying glass, and even that was difficult to thread the needle. Hashem says, open up the eye of a needle for me, that little bit. Do a little bit, something small. Vani eftach lochem, shir shir rabah, I will open for you the size of a great hall. A great hall, that's how big it'll be. Even one you can take a wagon with oxen and everything through. So they asked one time, Hagaon Reb Shach, Morana Rav Shach, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, to ask him, what does it mean? I want to know. On Yom Kippur, I want to do it. I want to do it tonight. Tell me, what do I do to open that little eye the size of a needle? What does that mean? So it's a very interesting thing. Rav Shach, one time, months before this, was in a meeting with Gedolim. They all came to his house because he was elderly and sick. He couldn't go out. All the Gedolim, you can imagine who came to the house. You can imagine the tzaddikim that came to that house in Bnei Brak. They were all seated there. Rav Shach just went to the door for a moment. He was standing by the door. All of a sudden, a bachur comes running to him. Rebbe, I got to tell you something. The shirts that we have here in Bnei Brak, the shirts that we bought have a chashash. There is a question whether it is shatnez or not. There's a chashash. Rav Shach heard this, and as is halacha, he unbuttoned his coat. He unbuttoned his coat in front of all the Gedolim, took off his shirt. All he had was a tzitzit in his bare skin showing. He put back on the coat, and he sat down. What did he care? Embarrass himself. Don't matter. That's what he did. Amazing, amazing. When they ask him, what happens about this little eye of the needle you have to make? You know what he said? You got to do something that is a little stronger than you're used to. You got to do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone. If you would be on Allenby, Rachov Yafa, Queens Boulevard, and all of a sudden the person would find out, do they have shotness or not? L'halacha, the Rav will tell you, you could go to a Reshut HaYachid, you don't have to, whatever the person is on fire for Hashem, they take off the shirt right there. Plenty of people walking around without shirts today, don't matter. But to take off the shirt, that pushes a person. No, I have my limit, right? I have my limit. I will always eat kasher. Who would eat something not kasher? Nobody in this world. Nobody. Everybody eats kasher. Everybody. But what happens if I don't have something kasher to eat? Then what do? Would I be tempted? Would I say, maybe I'm going to eat something that is not kasher? What happens if I'm out somewhere and I could rely on something, b'di'evet, maybe yes, maybe no, but pikuach nefesh, I got to eat and be strong. So I take it, no. That's what it means. That's when you make the whole. I have some technology that gets me sometimes into the wrong places, and I know it. And it's very difficult for me, and nobody's around. What do I do with the technology? I say, you know what? I ain't doing this. I'm going to be careful. I won't do it. Even though right now I'm bored, I have nothing else to do. This is instant. I got my life, I got my time taken care of. In that moment, I say, no way. In that moment, I say, no way. And I must tell you, in Borough Park, right? Borough Park. Carta de Shifraya. I go into Borough Park, and there is a family at risk. Beautiful home, family at risk. I go inside, the husband says, maybe you talk to my wife. This is at risk, the whole family is coming apart. I saw, when I came in, 2 little children. They came over to me, the little children, and they wanted to tell me, each one, what they're learning. I don't even know who they are. They want to tell me what they're learning in school. 1 boy and 1 little girl. And one's telling me what they learned. I come into a house like that. They won't tell me. So what happens? I go in. I sit down at the kitchen table. Huge kitchen. All good people should have such a kitchen. The woman sits down across the table. And she says to me, Rebbe, I'm ashamed. I'm completely embarrassed. I'm completely embarrassed. I said, it's okay. There's no embarrassment. There's no shame. Everything can be repaired. Everything you can make a tikkun for everything. Kol zaman she'adam chai, as long as a person lives in this world, we can fix anything. You don't have to be ashamed. You have to be driven. You have to be motivated to change. You can change. She said, well, I tell you the truth. I got one problem. My telephone. It get me into a lot of trouble. I have people that contact me. I got the numbers in here. I get into trouble with it. I get into trouble with people I know. And she began to enumerate. And I said, please, you don't have to tell me anything. Nothing at all. But she said, but I would feel better. And she began to tell me. A distraction, the telephone. She said, what shall I do? I said, are you ready to be Makabel? Are you ready? She said, yes. My life is going down the drain. My marriage is almost over. My children have no respect left for me. None. And I hate to say it, I'm so nervous that even on Shabbat, never would I ever imagine this. Never. But now I do. I said, will you be Makabel? She said, yes. Tell me anything. I said, I have a big thing for you. Big akrava. Going to be a big sacrifice. Are you ready to do it? She said, yes. Or else, I'm done. I said, okay. I went. Beautiful. Netilat Yadayim. Beautiful. Silver. I have no idea how much that thing costs. Beautiful. On the sink. I fill it up with water to the top. Netilat Yadayim. Netilat Yadayim means that a person purifies their hands. When we purify our hands, we also purify our neshama. The Baal Shem Tov, Zechuto Yogin Aleinu, says something fascinating. We go to the mikvah. Man, if a person could not go to the mikvah, there's a certain way, al pi Kabbalah, that you wash 10 times. It's matar the whole body. I fill up the Netilat Yadayim, I put it on the table. And I said to her, Rabbanit, I would like to ask you if you know what I'm thinking. She said, you mean you want me to put the telephone in the water? I said, yes. You need a mikvah for your telephone. Without, this is her whole life, her whole everything, the whole Yetzirah, the whole Satan. Olam Maleh is in that telephone. She took the telephone, put it in the water, kept it in the water, ruined it completely. After I was there for an hour, I called in the husband. We had a long talk. She cried and cried and cried. The husband told me I begged her for years about the telephone. This is an unbelievable thing that just happened. I said goodbye. I got to leave. I got to go back home. I can't stay in the house all night. So I said to them, should be big bracha. Hashem should help you. Should be strong shalom bayit. Everything should go well for you and everything in the world. So I'm leaving. The wife comes to me at the door and she said, could I ask you, would you mind one more thing? And I said, no. She said, could you take the telephone? I don't want to have it in the house anymore. They took out the telephone from the water, completely ruined, put it in a plastic bag, and on my way home, I threw it in one of the big garbage crates ready to be taken away. That is Kippur Shamachat. That is the eye of the size of a needle that Rav Shach mentioned. It's when a person is ready and they say, I'm going to do something now that's going to mean something. It's out of my comfort level. I'm very comfortable having all my things exactly like I want. I'm very comfortable having my conversation, and there's a person that I love, and they talk with me all the time, we're on the telephone, and they talk about this one, they're talking about that one, and I can't be a person that's like, I don't want to be that way, so I just listen. But Chafetz Chaim said you can't listen. Chafetz Chaim said if somebody starts to talk to you like that, you got to excuse yourself. You got to say, I can't stay here anymore. If you go and they serve the main course, and you can stay for a little bit, and the person saying Lashon Hara, if you can stay for a little bit and not listen, you could. Otherwise, you leave your course on the table when you leave. The person that says, from now on, I'm going to be careful. From now on, I'm going to be extremely, extremely meticulous in that mitzvah. Whatever mitzvah a person wants to choose, it doesn't matter. Whatever mitzvah a person wants to use, they can do it. But they got to choose something. They got to say, this is where I want to start. Pick one thing. Be mekabel. Accept upon ourselves whatever a person wants. Just that one thing. And from that one thing, a person can completely change themselves. And there are so many different ideas when it comes. We don't know. It comes to be on Yom Kippur. A very interesting thing. Everybody knows you cannot wear the nice leather shoes on Yom Kippur, right? Why? Because we're going with sneakers. So interesting. Bnei Yissaschar says, why is it? Why do we go without, some people go without shoes, just walking in their socks? Why do they go like that? The reason is, and we learned that everybody, you can sell the beams in your house, it says in the but buy shoes. When we say Sha'asali Kol Tzarki, we're talking about shoes. I need shoes. I can sell everything else, but I need to have shoes to walk in. So why do we give up the shoes? Interesting thing. To walk without shoes. We become like a malach. We become like an angel. The reason that we have to wear shoes is because when Adam did the Averah, when Adam did the sin, so it says, Arura Adama, that the earth is now cursed. So we don't want to put our feet on the cursed earth, therefore we wear shoes. However, it's an interesting thing. Why don't we wear shoes on Yom Kippur? Why can I put my feet on the earth? Because on Yom Kippur, every single thing is elevated. We become like malachim. We become like angels. The earth becomes holy. The earth becomes kadosh. And therefore, if I'm wearing shoes or I don't wear shoes, it don't matter. I'm allowed to touch the earth on Kippur. The day of Kippur is the day that all of us can change. It's the day that all of us can become better. It's the day that each and every one of us can do that Mechaye Olam Nata B'tochenu and take it out and use it for us. This is the most amazing thing. It happens once a year. Pam Achat Bashana. One time a year. And that one time a year, a person can get to wherever they're going. If I could, I would continue the whole night. I have such a love for people here. And it's been over the years that the great Rav of Tzedakah invites me. And truthfully, I would much rather come and listen to him. But I got to do what he tells me. I got to do what the Rav says to do. There is something so beautiful that Hashem waits for each and every one of us to do tshuva. Hashem puts out his hand. Please come. Please listen. Rabbi Biderman went to a certain man. He has 9 children on the derech, 9 kids. Excellent. 1 kid, 1 adult boy, he's off. He's off the derech. The guy's brokenhearted. So Rabbi Biderman comes and he tries to console him. He tries to comfort him. So he says to Rabbi Biderman, this one guy, Rabbi Biderman says, why do you look at the glass that is half empty? Look at the glass that is half full. Look at the positive. The man says to Rabbi Biderman, what are you talking about? Every morning, I open the closet, I see his tefillin. He's not here already. A year. He moved to Tel Aviv somewhere. I don't know where he's at. We have no connection. No communication. I have no idea what his address is. Every day I see the tefillin, I cry. Every day. When I go past this room, and I think the zichronot, I think about the time when I used to know him, when he used to be a boy, and I used to see him in the morning, and he put on the tzitzit, and he used to shokel, and he said the bracha. I still have that in my eyes. And I'll never forget when he used to stand before Kriyat Shema, and he would kiss the mezuzah. I never forget it. He was the one who stood up on his tiptoes to kiss it. He was the one. Friday night, I go to the coast for Kiddush, and I look over at the chair where he used to sit, and he's not here anymore. You think I think about the 9? You think I think about the 3 in the kollel, about the 1 Rebbe, about the 2 young women that they are great morot, and about the other one that is a very fine business person and gives a nugget? You think I think about them? I don't. I think about the one that's not here. And when I'm making Kiddush, I only wish he was here. I only wish I could give to him from the ayin. So what are you telling me? You want to be menachemi? He said, I found out somebody tipped me off where he's living, anonymously. I found out where he's living. Apartment in Tel Aviv. Immediately, I took a little bag with my things. I took my talit, I took my tefillin. I went to the address. I knock on the door. He says, who is there? I said, it's your Abba. Abba? What do you want? I'm here for you. No answer. He said to him, listen, I beg you, come with me. No answer. He said, listen to me. I'm going to sit outside in the street on the bench. I will not leave without you. I am waiting for you to come out. Day, if it takes the night, I'll wait for you. I'm going to be out on the public bench by myself. He goes out, the father. He sits on the public bench. He only goes away for a couple of minutes when he needs to take care of his needs. He sits there. Every once in a while, he sees from his son's apartment, he moves the curtain a little bit, and he sees his father. He moves it back. Yom Rishon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday to come out. Erev Shabbat. The father said, you think I broke him? He broke me. I took my talit, I took my tefillin, I went home. You want to give me the chama? Give it. Rabotai comes to be Kippur. Hashem sits on the bench outside. Hashem, mitzaper mamtin. He waits. He longs for all of us to do tshuva. He begs us, come back, be strong, do truthful tshuva. I want to embrace you. I want you to be the best that you can. I want you to take that which is inside of you, and I want you to come close. I am your father. I'm your Ava Rachaman. I'm Avinu Shabbat. You are my son. You're my daughter. Please, it's been too long. That is the avoda of Yom Kippur, to realize that Hashem is waiting for us. We should all have an unbelievable year, a Gemar Chatima Tova, a year full of brachot and ruchniut and gashmiut, parnason and tzil v'revach, refuot, yeshuot, big shalom bayit. All the children should be strong in Judaism and come back, anyone that fell off. Big simachot and besurot tovot, everybody, marriages and engagements. We should dance from simcha to simcha. And Bezrat Hashem, we should soon hear the Pamei Mashiach Tzidkenu, B'mheira v'yameinu, Amen.